listen, she's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you.
With a confident tone, Angel Reese declared on her podcast that she was building a powerhouse in Chicago. But fast forward to the present, and everything looks completely different. Even with free agency fully underway, Chicago's roster is still nearly empty. After evaluating every option, top free agents ultimately chose to avoid the sky altogether.
Here's the part that I like about the backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking the backlash.
Not a single all-star has been convinced to join Chicago. While other teams continue stacking elite talent, the Sky are left searching for answers. After all the recruiting Reese did at Unrivaled, free agency was supposed to be her moment to help build a championship roster. Instead, it has turned into a harsh reality check. Is this proof that players simply don't want to be part of what Reese is building in Chicago? Let's break it down.
Especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue that, Tori.
Angel Reese confidently promised she would build a strong team in Chicago. But so far, all the Sky have built during free agency is uncertainty. Imagine her making calls, sending messages, and reaching out through her contacts, only to be met with polite rejections and unread messages.
My daughters are fully aware. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Now, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I better not see that. Hey, they could be in college in LA, in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy will drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You said, I'm not having it. That's me.
You'd expect at least one elite free agent to choose Chicago, right? Wrong. There has been total silence. No major signings, no exciting announcements, and no star-level talent heading to the Windy City. Instead, Reese is left trying to understand what went wrong.
She deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
Let's look at the available names: Jewel Lloyd, Brittany Griner, Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, Natasha Howard, Satu Sabali, Kelsey Mitchell, and Kelsey Plum. These are franchise-changing players. Yet none of them seriously considered Chicago. Instead of attracting stars, the Sky were completely overlooked.
Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong.
To make things worse, the front office didn't help either. Kennedy Carter wasn't even offered a qualifying deal. That sends a clear message: Chicago isn't prioritizing retention, let alone recruitment. Even trade rumors only added more instability around the team.
Yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists. And she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
So what does this mean for Angel Reese? The player expected to bring in stars may now be leading a roster filled with rookies and role players. This is far from the powerhouse she envisioned. What went wrong, and why did every top free agent turn away? Let's break it down.
Here's what I have a problem with, Tori. Angel Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might not be as big.
While Reese was promoting Chicago as the next WNBA super team, other franchises were aggressively building contenders. Across the league, stars were joining organizations with structure, leadership, and a clear winning path, everything Chicago currently lacks.
But what's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right there.
Kelsey Plum chose Los Angeles, instantly boosting the Sparks into contender status. Jewel Lloyd turned down Chicago completely and headed to Las Vegas to chase championships instead. Even a hometown opportunity wasn't enough to pull her to the sky.
You have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it. You have to be mindful with what comes with it.
Brittany Griner moved to Atlanta, and Alyssa Thomas landed in Phoenix, instantly strengthening both teams. The pattern is clear. Stars didn't just avoid Chicago. They chose stability, leadership, and winning environments instead.
It might have been a right or wrong decision depending on what she feels or what other people feel. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her number one nemesis, in a lot of people's eyes, number one.
Phoenix also added Satu Sabali, making them even more dangerous. Meanwhile, Indiana quietly built a contender by adding veterans like Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, and others, completely transforming their roster into a serious threat.
Number two, she was seen doing various interviews and what have you, talking about threats, talking about insults, crying about how people were coming at her with such venom and hostility, particularly in her last year at LSU, before she ultimately graduated to the pros. She brought up all of these things, which means she was aware of it. And if you're aware of it, you have to understand that that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair. That's what I'm saying, Tori.
The reality is simple. Elite free agents didn't just ignore Chicago, they strengthened rival teams instead. It looks like they recognized warning signs early and chose to stay away before problems escalated further.
Caitlin Clark, the reason I bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building has been incredibly impressive.
Now let's talk facilities. Compared to other top WNBA teams, Chicago's setup feels outdated. While teams like the Fever, Liberty, and Aces train in modern environments, the Sky are still behind, and their new facility won't arrive until 2026.
We have to remember one thing. She's not Caitlin Clark. And we can't ask her to be anyone else besides herself. And especially not right here. We're not going to do that. We want you to be you. We love seeing the great parts of your journey. But we also have to remember she's 22 years old.
Their recent record makes things even worse. Last season, they finished 13-27, one of their worst performances in years, despite adding Angel Reese. The truth is simple. Hype doesn't win games, execution does.
We understand that everybody's got their own taste, their own flavor, and certainly their own rights. But there are other people that's going to exercise their rights to be ultra critical about it. And then I'm not even talking about the outfit that Angel Reese's worn. I'm talking about the overall pressure of having to be compared as a brand to somebody who's conducting their branding with near perfection. That's what I'm saying. She's going to have to deal with that, Tori, whether she likes it or not.
Locker room chemistry has also come under scrutiny. Reports suggest instability, with players like Gabby Williams declining interest and Kennedy Carter reportedly expressing frustration before leaving the situation.
Bosses are always watching. Whether directly or indirectly, there's always eyes on you. Okay? And so you could be in a nice dress. You could be on a red carpet. You could be on the beach on vacation or whatever. What you post is what they're paying attention to because they're trying to measure what your intentions are based off of what they see.
The front office situation is also unstable, with constant changes and no real consistency. Analysts have even pointed out that free agents don't trust Chicago's environment right now.
I don't want Adidas. I don't want Nike turning her down.
Right now, Chicago looks lost while other teams build toward dynasties. The Sky struggle to attract talent while competitors keep improving rapidly around them.
Down because they don't see her as someone that's marketable. Because
neither do I.
You know, and that's the pain that I had for her in this. But I want her to know, if she's listening, we're excited to still see you. Bring back that beautiful Instagram page and just learn.
Angel Reese often talks about star power, but reality tells a different story. Right now, Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in the WNBA, not Angel Reese. Let's break it down.
Younger kids right now are also not able to see 40 years from now. You know, you post that photo, you're not thinking, what's this going to do to me 40 years from now? You know, think about that. You know, when you post this, what's going to happen to my sponsorship? And my last thing is, if you're a young member of society today and you have social media and you are big time, just remember that you need to have advisors around you. Paid advisors, as well as people who knew you before your fame.
That's great advice.
Because
that's great advice.
Imagine game night in Chicago. The arena looks nearly empty. TV ratings reflect the same energy. Meanwhile, when Clark and the Fever arrive, it's standing room only. The contrast is impossible to ignore.
And the people right now who are going through this, who are facing these moments, who are thrust into the spotlight.
Even in Unrivaled, Reese's impact didn't translate into strong viewership. Her games reportedly drew under 100,000 viewers, which is surprisingly low for such a hyped league. Instead of a breakthrough moment, it felt underwhelming.
Take a look at your advisors around you. Do they have your best interest? And if you do get pushed back in this way, ask yourself, who were the people around me during that time? And what do they say about this? And keep that in mind, because your reputation, at the end of the day, you have the power over.
So what does this mean for Angel Reese and the Sky moving forward? The pressure is massive. With no major free agent help coming, everything now falls on her shoulders. Can she truly become a franchise leader, or will she be left carrying too much alone? The reality is harsh. Star power alone isn't filling arenas in Chicago. Analyst Annie Costil noted that Reese and Cardoso have added relevance to a struggling team, but without them, things would be even worse. The Sky needed a true franchise-changing superstar, and so far, Reese hasn't fully become that answer.